He was an extremely disciplined old man. Every morning at 5:30, he would rev his engine, punctually waking up the entire village. When neighbors angrily cursed at him, he would merely respond with an awkward smile. The old man's name was Bert. He was once a top-tier racer who, despite his advanced age, never missed his daily high-speed ride along the seaside. He truly loved motorcycles beyond measure. His room was filled with customized parts, and his house consisted of only one room because all his money went into modifying his bike. He strived for perfection with every component. The failed prototypes alone could fill an entire room. He had one dream: to ride his 1920 Indian motorcycle and compete in races in the American West. However, the old man was in New Zealand, 12,500 kilometers away, and couldn't even afford a boat ticket. On Bert's birthday, his former racing mates came to visit. They helped organize a fundraising dinner to support his journey to the competition. Just as Bert was giving a speech, a motorcycle gang arrived. Having heard the news, they claimed old Bert was merely seeking attention, but Bert wouldn't back down. The motorcycle gang issued a challenge. The next day, the gang leader put down money, betting that Bert's vintage Indian would finish last. Bert promptly accepted the wager. When the race began, the gang members shot forward like cheetahs whilst Bert remained stationary. His bike needed a push start. The gang had already gone quite far, but once Bert finally got moving, he accelerated like a rocket, quickly catching up to the gang and overtaking them by a considerable distance. However, during the final turn, elderly Bert fell heavily to the ground. The gang caught up, successfully made the turn, and departed. Bert had lost. He'd lost his friend's dream fund and succumbed to the ravages of time. Yet he never became disheartened. A caring friend asked how much money he needed to get to America. Bert told him the amount and expressed that he would gradually save enough. If not this year, then he would continue next year. He just wanted to see how fast his bike could go within his lifetime. Not long after, he was hospitalized with angina. The doctor prescribed heart medication and informed him that he had coronary arteriosclerosis. He was advised against vigorous exercise. Regrettably, his motorcycling days were over. Realizing his time might be running out, Bert resolutely went to the bank, mortgaged his house, and sold his car. He knew that if he didn't depart soon, he might never have the chance. A young fan came to see him, concerned about his well-being, and asked if it was worth the risk. Bert replied that 5 minutes of pushing boundaries like this was worth more than some people's entire lives. He took out an old album with yellowed photographs and shared his past with the young fan. As he finished, Bert's eyes were filled with tears. From that day forward, young Bert was never afraid. The next day, Bert set off. He felt somewhat dejected because no one had come to see him off. As Bert was consoling himself with a friend, the motorcycle gang caught up with them. The leader returned Bert's money and honored him with the highest motorcycle gang ritual as a farewell gesture.